Oh, hello there. So, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Anyways, I want to make my first video a little bit about who I am and what my experience being trans has been, because that's what I'm going to talk about, and so might as well know my experience, and also knowing each other's experience can be so helpful for other people that might have similar experience. While I talk about this though, keep in mind that, you know, everyone has a different experience and not everyone's the same as each other. Like, there's very different experiences. So let's dive into it. So when I was like five-ish, maybe six, I knew pretty certainly that I was trans, which isn't the case for everyone again. You know, that everyone's different, but that was the case for me, where I was pretty certain, like, pretty confident. I didn't know the word trans, but I knew that I wanted to grow up and be a girl, and yeah, just that didn't seem possible at the in my imagination. It seemed possible because I would blow on my birthday candles and wish to be a girl. But of course, as I grew up, I kind of realized that okay, this isn't quite like this isn't possible. As far as I could tell, being young, I've heard a little bit about some people transitioning vaguely, but it's always like seemed like something someone else is doing, someone with lots of money who's an adult and stuff, and anyways didn't come into play too much. And so I grew up and I was pretty happy until it was around grade 3 or 4 where kind of the social aspects of gender really started to play in and started to really wear me down. And so I became very reclusive and antisocial in that, very quiet, very gray. That's a word I like to describe my sort of like grade 4 to grade 12 years. They're very gray. There wasn't much life in me at the time, and I just sort of coasted through them while exploring a little bit with gender, like clothes and that, but I didn't have much opportunity for expressing that, and I felt very bad about it. Like, it felt like I was weird and strange and not right, or it was like something to be ashamed of, which turns out it isn't. But you know, that's kind of the view that society pushes on us. Yeah, and so after about grade 11, going into grade 12, I started like seriously questioning things. I just kind of discovered what being trans meant, and I discovered through cross-dressing subreddits, I had discovered trans subreddits, and so went on there and kind of realized, like, wait a second, this lines up with one of my experiences. They're like, this seems to explain this. It's a little bit different here and there, but it's pretty much the same experience. And was like, okay, maybe this is something. It still seems crazy far off and impossible, but at least it's something. And so yeah, I started looking into it more and started exploring my gender expression a lot more after that. And eventually at university, it kind of culminated in a terrible depression and bad time all around. Yeah, it sucked. Had a lot of dysphoria in that. Could barely get to class because I was feeling bad. Had a I don't want to say drug problem, but there was an aspect of that, escapism. I'll probably do a video on that another time, but yeah, it was a real bad time, as I was kind of realizing that okay, I'm trans, I need to do something about it, but this crushing weight of coming out and actually being open to people about that and being vulnerable and transitioning and going through that awkward phase was terrifying. Yeah, and so I started to come out to people, which went really well with my friends, really bad with my parents. They've come around, so it's really nice, but it took a lot of time, and a lot of hardships in the meantime. And so after that, I eventually got on hormones, and after hormones, I was certain, like, yeah, there's no way I can go back. Like, not happening. And so, yeah, I was lived with a friend for a while, until I could move back to my parents' place, and then things started to pick up a little bit. And as I sort of was able to get myself sorted, got like working and out there as myself, which was really nice. And then, yeah, so went back to school for a bit, and just started growing and becoming myself. It's strange, after transitioning, we kind of need to rediscover who we are and go through those sort of basics that most people get in chat, like in school and that. We're learning style, who we are, like I've never been a very outgoing person, but I'm able to actually go up and talk to people now, where before it was just terrifying. And that's a large part due to my transition, and growing up, as well. And so, yeah, that's kind of, I guess there's a few more things that have happened with my transition, where I've gone, I've got had surgery in that, and it's all been steps in the right direction. It's been moving forward. But hormones was the big one. After hormones, took about like 50% of my dysphoria out of the picture, and then it was just the little bits. And now I have very little dysphoria, and want to try to help other people going through that, because holy crap, that was a difficult time, and it's a difficult time for everyone. So, any information that I can give, any sort of connections so that people can understand each other better and discover if they're trans earlier, and know what to do with that. That's really my goal here. And so, yeah, hope you enjoyed. And this is the first video, so it's a little rough, but we'll get the hang of things. Ciao.